So when I was growing up, I used to think that the bigger the guy was, the stronger he was. So maybe you can relate to this as well if you're in primary school or even high school. Usually the guys who are the strongest, who have the biggest muscle, they are also the ones who can physically beat you up. And that's how it was in my school, in my high school, until one day I went to a boxing class. I think I was around 17 or 18. I went to a boxing class and I was paired up with this kid almost. He was 5 years younger and he was half the size. He was a lot shorter than I was, and he beat me up. He punched me in my nose multiple times and I was bleeding and I had no idea how I can defend myself. And honestly, in the beginning, I was kind of taking it light because I used to think, well, I'm much bigger, so I'm going to take it light. But then he punched me in the face multiple times, and I actually tried to swing as hard as I could, and I tried to get back to him, but I couldn't hit him. And he honestly beat me up, and it was quite an embarrassing experience, but it was also quite revealing because all my life I had thought the bigger your muscle, well, the stronger you are. And then this kid who's half my size, 5 years younger, comes and beats me up. Ever since then, I started watching UFC, which is the Ultimate Fighting Championship, where people fight for a living. And if you see a UFC fighter, they're definitely not the biggest people out there. Most of them are in decent shape. Some of them actually have a bit of a bellies, but they can literally kill any bodybuilder, any powerlifter. They can literally kill them. So the important lesson there was that in absence of skill, yes, muscle wins, but as soon as you introduce some sort of skill, then that skill overwhelms any sort of muscle that you have. You might be wondering, well, why am I telling you this? What has this to do with your dating life? Well, the same way people think that growing up that muscle is everything in terms of strength, the same way people think that good looks is the main factor when it comes to success in your dating life. You see your schoolmates who are the best looking men, and they are getting the most attention from women, so you start to develop this correlation in your head. The better the looks, the more success you're going to have in your dating life. And it was the same thing for me. All of my good-looking classmates, they were the most popular ones. I used to think, well, yeah, good looks, I cannot do much about it because I wasn't that good-looking. Until one day, I think it was similar age, 17, 18, I discovered this video where a guy was doing quote-unquote game. He was going and approaching women in a charismatic way, and he was not the best looking guy. Again, similarly to the boxing experience, I was like, well, what is this? He's not good looking, but he's getting all these reactions. And it was the same thing. This guy actually had skill. He had really good dating social skills. He was confident. He was charismatic. He knew how to flirt with women. He knew how to make them laugh. He knew how to lead. He knew how to be unapologetic about his intentions. And he was getting very, very good results. And ever since then, I've honed and perfected my own dating social skills, and I've seen this firsthand of how if you can develop this skill, then looks fade into the second place. And similar to fighting, in absence of dating social skills, the best looking guy will get the most amount of attention. But as soon as you introduce this dynamic skill, dating social skills, confidence, flirting, then looks fade into the background. And it's kind of funny, just like in fighting, when you take a strong guy but has never fought before, you put him in a ring and he gets punched in the face, he doesn't know what to do. Same way when you take a quote-unquote good-looking guy that has dated with dating apps or social circles, you put him in a situation where he has to do a cold approach and he has to approach a girl, he has no idea what he's doing. He freezes up, just like getting punched in the face. He freezes up, he doesn't know what to say, he mumbles his words, and he essentially loses himself. So this is the thing that I want you to learn from UFC and fighting, is that once you discover the skill, this is the thing that you should be focusing on, rather than trying to maintain this belief that you had growing up that looks is the most important, muscles is the most important, because that belief you had in childhood, clearly in real life, we see that it's false. And also another reason I believe that is because good looks is ample. There are a lot of good-looking men, and most men have never actually seen true confidence. Most people are not confident. Most men are not confident. So when you grow up, you see a lot of good-looking friends. You might have good-looking classmates, good-looking friends, but you rarely see someone who is really, really confident. So confidence is much rarer than good looks. Hence, most men don't even know how true confidence looks like. So for them, it's something that doesn't even exist. Just like good fighting skills is much rarer than big muscles, because most men go to the gym rather than training their fighting skills. Now, some of you might say, but good looks and confidence is correlated, so if I'm working on my looks, then I'm going to be more confident. And this is actually a false correlation, because yes, if you go to the gym, then you're going to start to feel better and all that is going to be true. But some men actually overcompensate by trying to fill this gap in their self-esteem and confidence by overworking in the gym. And the classic example is these big, massive guys who take steroids and they don't even look good anymore. But that's kind of where they drive their self-worth, their self-value, from just literally doing arm curls in the gym, and they start to look not that good. So for them, they cannot fill this confidence, this self-esteem void just by going to the gym, because they're trying to overcompensate. So no, true confidence and true self-esteem comes from within. And you can cultivate this only by working on yourself and your social skills internally and externally, not by fixing it in the gym. So I hope this video is going to save you years and years of frustration and working in the wrong direction by thinking, well, if I only get really fit, then my dating life is going to prosper, which is not going to be like this. Now, if you would like me to guide you personally on transforming your dating social skills and actually helping you develop this skill, you can book a complete free call down below, a free dating diagnostic call. We'll take a look at your current dating situation and how to improve this and develop a game plan for you going forward. Just click the link below, find a time for us to speak, and I'll talk to you soon.